Laura, could I get a sound check, please? Sound check. Thank you.
I'm gonna unmute you if you need to talk.
Okay.
Okay.
Amy.
Set it back to
Amy, I don't know that it matters, but it says Phil Archer and Greg Juba where we have Mr. Groves. All right. Well, welcome state tournament qualifiers. I am Lisa Quedno. I am the Associate Director at the Minnesota State High School League who works with volleyball. And I'm excited to be here on this call today to share some information to make this state tournament the best possible experience for your schools, you as coaches, administrators, and most importantly, your students. I know that it has been a hectic and whirlwind week for most of you, and I really appreciate you taking the time this morning to be on this call to learn some information as well as to unveil the seeds as we move forward into next Wednesday and the rest of the week. This meeting is being recorded, so that if there is a time that you need to refer back to it, it will be posted on your coach and AD dashboard. And that will be a great resource for you, along with the participating schools guide that should be posted on your dashboard as well. I am joined today by some of our league staff, and they are going to go through some pieces that they work with state tournaments that will assist your fans, your communities, as well as you as coaches and administrators to do the best you can with making sure good information is communicated. And we will start with Laura.
Great, and good morning, everyone. And again, congratulations on your state tournament trip. I'm going to share with you a number of items on where to find information for both you and your communities as you prepare for the state volleyball tournament. The screenshot that you're looking at is for ADs and coaches, and this is where you're going to find all of that state tournament information that our staff provides for you. On your dashboard, you will find a large blue button labeled like number 1. The sports and activities button behind that will take you to one or more of the blue bands like you see in picture 2. This is actually a golf example. Yours will say volleyball. If you are a coach, you may have just one of those blue bands if you coach only volleyball. If you coach other sports and or are an AD, you will see multiple of those blue bands for each sport or activity that you're involved with. What you're really heading for is number 3. And number 3 over on the right-hand side says state tournament resources. That list has grown and will continue to grow as we move toward the state tournament. The things that we talk about in today's meeting, that is where those are going for you. Amy and others may be hitting you with an email with those, but we work really hard to also make sure that all of that information is there. Lisa just said the recording from this meeting will be on your dashboard. That is the spot that it will be put after this meeting. The slides from this meeting will also be put there, along with an awful lot of other things that, again, Lisa will talk about and have been being put in that spot. So ADs and coaches, that is your go-to to find your state tournament information. The second spot to find information is out on the public side. And this is really aimed for the public, but some of the information here is also appropriate for ADs and coaches. If you go up under sports and activities, up on the menu, up on the top of the website, and then pick volleyball girls, or as you see down at the bottom, there is a short URL. If you just type in mshsl.org/girls volleyball, it will take you to the volleyball page. On this page, there are a number of blue buttons right underneath state tournament information. And that is where things like brackets will be listed, the spectator guide that Lisa referred to. There's a link to apparel, streaming. When the program goes up, that will be placed in that area. So lots of information that you and the public can both get to as you prepare for the state tournament. A few of the things that you'll find on that page, one is the state tournament online program. Ellen Rakuski and others in our office are working right now on pulling that together. So ADs, you've probably received and submitted information already on rosters and records and pictures and things for that program. Just like for you, that's a quick turnaround for folks in our office. We expect that to be posted probably late Monday or early Tuesday, and you'll find that on that volleyball page. We do not do printed programs, haven't for a number of years. So again, helping your communities know that they should find that program, view it there, print it, bookmark it, whatever works for them. And again, those should be posted late Monday or early Tuesday. Also on that public page, you'll find information about apparel. Apparel will be available on site at the Excel Center during the tournament. As always, we encourage you to purchase early for best selection. We are in year 2 with Signature Concepts. They continue to be a great partner for us and for our teams. They did a great job learning in year 1 and plan to be as prepared or more prepared in year 2. But again, never quite know when there's going to be a rush on apparel. So it can be purchased online, but encourage your fans and spectators, if there's something they've got their eye on, to purchase it early in the tournament. The next slide has a quick look at what that apparel looks like for this year. And again, excited by the work that Signature Concept does to make some great apparel for our tournaments. Moving forward, information about tickets. Again, all tickets should be purchased online. Those are up and available for purchase right now. The one exception to purchasing online is if you are going to purchase a day pass with in and out privileges. And again, helping your fans look at your schedule, know what some options are and what might work best for them. Wristbands for daily in and out privileges can be purchased only at the Excel box office. Those are that $27 and $18 price point. And again, those get you in and out on a single day. Single day tickets are up above, and they are that $17 and $11 price point. And each day counts as a session. So if somebody comes and spends all day, does not intend to leave, for $17, they can stay all day and watch as many volleyball games as they want. If they do want to leave the Excel Center for anything, they do need to have pre-purchased that daily pass. Tickets are all through Ticketmaster, which is Excel's. They do need to be shown on a smartphone, either in the Ticketmaster app or through that Apple or Google Wallet. There is not an option from the Excel Center to print those tickets and present them at the gate. Streaming is also going to be available for all of the state tournament games. Neighborhood Sports Network, NSPN.TV covers that. They are a subscription model. It is $10 a month. So really for $10, someone could come in and watch all of those volleyball games. They will have play-by-play coverage for championship rounds. Consolation rounds will not have play-by-play with just the scorebook on the screen for those games. But again, they will cover all games of the state tournament in all rounds. Tim, I'm going to turn it over to you to continue with some media and camera items.
Very good. Thank you, Laura, and a good Sunday morning to everyone on this call. As I share with the state tournament qualifiers, if you're on this call, that means you've had a terrific season. So congratulations to all of you as you're about to continue your journey this season to downtown St. Paul. A couple of things to share with you from the media team, and you will note at the Minnesota State High School League's venues that cameras are not permitted. Cameras are not permitted to be in the spectator areas unless you have the proper credentialing to do so. And typically that means credentialed through the Minnesota State High School League, through the accreditation system that we have set up for our professional and for our student media. So if you could send that messaging back to your constituents in your communities, no cameras are allowed at the Xcel Energy Center. Next slide, please. At the request of the member schools, the league put together a role called the team video operator position. And this is a role where a member school can designate an individual on their official state tournament form that would be that individual who would be in charge of taking video of your matches during state tournament play. The spirit of this role is that it's for instructional use only and for review purposes only. This video should not appear on social media. It is not to be used as a part of your year-end highlight films. So the league is asking administrators, not only your member school ADs, but also coaches, work your hardest, please, to ensure that the proper person is fulfilling that team video operator role. We had some challenges last week at soccer regarding this role, and we are hopeful that as we continue, we can have the proper person in place for that. This person will be listed on the official team roster and will be guided to the media team, and we will have a special media vest for them, and we to be able to wear that signifies their role as a team video operator, and we will share the destination where that is, where they are allowed to shoot. It's typically at the Xcel Energy Center. It's likely going to be in an ADA position at the top of that lower bowl. Lisa, I'd like to take this topic and send it to you for some additional guidance and commentary, please.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tim. Please note that we are really glad that we're able to offer this opportunity, as I know that we've gotten feedback from schools that they like to have their matches for learning purposes. Please note that this is not someone who is supposed to be in your locker rooms or down behind the scenes with your team. This is a person who will come, meet the media steward, and go where they're asked to go. If we have issues with this, please note that we will have to work with you as an administrator in school to make sure that we're following this guideline. We want to be making sure very clear that this is not a role for a parent or possibly a spouse of a coach to come in unless that has been their role for the entire year to videotape your team playing. And so this is a really nice opportunity that we're trying to allow coaches and schools to have, but we also want to make sure that it is manageable within the parameters we can manage it. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you. Moving on to some other media items. This will be a familiar information, especially for the administrators on this call. All requests for student media, and volleyball is one of those team bracketed events where student media is allowed. Student media is the experiential learning program that the high school league has in concert with our member schools. In the student media program, that is it permits 2 students and 1 faculty advisor. That faculty advisor has to be somebody who is on the district administration with your league. It's got to be somebody who has a school email address to ensure that the proper person is there. That person must be on site with the students who have been designated as student media. And new this year is the board of directors approved some language in that the faculty advisor may not be the AD. The AD already has other roles during a state tournament. So we want to make sure that this is somebody who is supervising the 2 students that are on site. This is an incredible opportunity for students to experience this, and we're looking forward to continuing this strong program. Administrators, a reminder for you, you have until 7 o'clock on Tuesday to let the league know through our electronic credentialing system who you would like to attend to represent your school. Next slide, please. The league will also continue to offer the post-game news conference center. A coach and up to 3 players will be allowed to go into the news conference center after each quarterfinal, semifinal, and championship game. The selection of players is up to the coach. Someone from the media team will provide a quick overview of this process before your game, and then they will guide you to the news conference center shortly after. School administrators, this has been a real treat for you to be able to see your students meeting the media, and so we encourage you to attend as well. I believe that's it for me today. Congratulations to all, and we look forward to seeing you this week in downtown St. Paul. Laura, I'm sorry, Lisa, back to you.
No, Tim, we do have one media question, if you can possibly answer during the middle. Can faculty advisor bring in a camera and take pictures with the students?
Yes, that is permitted.
Perfect. Thank you for answering that.
All right, and I'll stay on until the end of this meeting if there are any other questions that come up. But thanks, everyone. Thanks to Tim and Laura, who put in a ton of time with their teams to make sure that all of our tournaments are really well represented and that our students have great opportunities. So thank you both. A few things to start with noting here. Official squad, as we talked about before, you will be needing to submit your tournament attendance form. That will be due on Monday at noon, and that should be on your coach's dashboard and also within the participating schools packet. Your official squad is 18 players, 3 coaches, 1 head coach and 2 assistant coaches, and 2 student managers. Please note that these student managers need to be in 7th through 12th grade. We also will allow 1 statistician who will sit behind the bench in the team area, 1 athletic trainer, and 1 team doctor who will be required to have credentials. Also making sure that if you are bringing an athletic trainer, we do have the documentation of release of care, which you can find on our health and safety website, as well as on your dashboard. So please making sure that you have this turned in by November 6th at noon, so we can prepare our people to welcome you and greet you when you get there. Parking is always a question at the X. It's really important that if you are driving and you are going to plan to bring your team bus and leave it underneath the X, that you adhere to the timelines that we ask. If your team bus is going to be coming to the loading dock is on Eagle Street. It's very important that you talk to your bus driver and share with him or her that this is a different address than the Xcel Energy Center itself. This address is in the participating schools guide, and please make sure you're sharing that so that they can navigate that smoothly. Buses are allowed to stay inside the loading dock for the duration of your game. We ask that if you're going to do that, you arrive no more than 90 minutes prior to your game, and that you're ready to leave 30 minutes after your game. This is to accommodate all of the schedule that we have of folks and the limited area underneath the loading dock for buses. If you plan to attend or arrive outside of your game times in that sector, you will need to be dropped off or walk through gate number 4, where we will have a list, that really important roster we shared the last slide. Go ahead to the next one. Past gate 4. So this is the area different than the gate 1, which is the main gate. Past gate 4 is for all cheerleaders, mascots, bands, and teams coming to watch other games. It's really important that you enter through this so that you are able to be checked off of the list to enter. As you come in past gate 4 and for bands, it's really important to know that electricity is not available for bands at the X. This is different for those who maybe qualified last week for soccer, as I think they allow it at the bank, but they do not allow it at the X. So activities directors, please communicate with your band folks that we do not have power for bands at the X. It's also really nice if you could email Amy if you know when your bands are going to be there. That just helps us plan and know when our band hosts need to be ready to know that a band is going to be there for that game. Passes will not be issued to participants or coaches. You will be on a list, and you will be allowed to enter through that list either through the dock or past gate 4. So it's really important that you use those 2 entrances. We ask that coaches and participants and attending as a spectator adhere to the no bag policy. If you are coming to the X before your game, we are going to ask that you bring your bags and leave them in the seats, okay?
Don't carry them around the X with you, and we won't have a place to store them before or after your game, but we do have an agreement with the X that if they stay where you guys are sitting in the seats, that you can either have them there before or after your game. So hopefully that's clear, and if you have questions, please reach out. School administrative reps, it is your requirement to have a school administrative rep at each of your games. It's really helpful for myself and my tournament staff that you come down and introduce yourself. I always enjoy getting to know ADs and administrators who are there supporting their kids. And it's really helpful for us to just put a name with a face if there are any challenges or positive things that we want to share with you or talk with you about. You will get 4 complimentary tickets per school, and those are distributed to your AD via email. So making sure that you get those, you will get an email from the X that says that that has arrived. The purpose for those 4 tickets that we give to each school is to be able to allow to have appropriate staffing for your student sections and your spectators. So please make sure that you get those and are there. Mascots and cheerleaders. We had some questions last year for some schools who just wanted to bring a mascot. You are more than welcome to bring a mascot only, or you can bring mascot and cheerleaders, or you can bring cheerleaders. Please note that all of these folks need to be in 7th through 12th grade. So if you're going to bring just a mascot, this needs to be a student in 7th through 12th grade, and this mascot must have adult supervision. There is a space on the cheerleader form that you can list this student's name, and they can get in through gate 4 to be your mascot. If you have questions on that, please let us know. Also note that cheerleader numbers are limited to 12, and you may not all be able to be on the floor at the same time, just with the limited space we have. And I know for those of you who've had cheerleaders in the past, this has worked out well as you've kind of rotated them through the stands area and on the floor. Pre-match procedures. We will be switching sides after each set, and we will do a coin flip to determine. Coaches and captains will meet in the hallway outside of your locker room 1 hour prior to the scheduled game time. It's really important that you do this, and it's really helpful for our tournament staff and our officials that you're prompt and on time. It's also helpful for both teams to be there at the same time. Please note the warm-up procedures in the participating schools guide. We will also have these procedures hanging in each locker room for your reference should you have any questions. The high seed will be the home team or the team in the top of the bracket if both teams are unseeded. There's no space for warm-ups at the X, so please make sure that you're ready to go for the start of that official warm-up time. It's also really important to note that warming up throughout the hallways of the X is discouraged, and we will ask you not to do that because it is a tight space with many people moving around. This is some of the warm-ups and introductions. It's really important that you prepare your kids as they enter the state tournament for these things. The first game of each session, teams can go on the floor 35 minutes before the session. 25 minutes will be allowed, and 5 minutes of throwing in that 25 minutes. Warm-up period is followed by 5 minutes for sweeping the floor and 5 minutes for introductions. So please prepare your kids for introductions in the pre-participation packet. It talks through what the introductions will look like. Full squad and cheerleader introductions will be during the quarterfinal and championship matches, and the starting lineups will be introduced for semifinals and consolations. Also, no need to bring any volleyballs for warm-ups. We will be providing you those volleyballs for all warm-ups, as well as each of you will receive a volleyball for participating in the state tournament. Tournament admittance form, we talked a little bit about this earlier. This should go to Amy Ince Monday at noon. It's really important to designate where your fan buses get dropped off versus your band buses. Fan buses drop off at gate 1, and band buses drop off at gate 4. Again, a few tips just for you new folks or folks who are veterans. Make sure you're players are prepared for the significance of the venue and participating in the state tournament. Talk to them about the interview piece that Tim Layton shared and make sure they're prepared to do those things in a really positive way for your school. Make sure they're aware of the pregame and postgame procedures. We want to make sure that when we interact with your kids, it's in a really positive manner. And so if they know the parameters, that's much easier to do. Ensure that all cell phones are not in use in the locker room. We don't want video or other pieces in the locker room. So ensure that cell phones are not in use. And then review all the medical procedures to ensure that you have those understood. And if you're bringing your own medical team, please make sure they are identified, as well as transfer of care is provided to the tournament manager. Coaches Association banquet. This is some information is also on your dashboard. This is something that your Coaches Association provides for your students, and it is a very valuable experience. I know that most teams really look forward to this. Please note that there will be apparel sold at the banquet as well. So the apparel that we're selling at the state tournament will be available to teams and players at the banquet. So just let your kids know that so they can prepare if they plan to purchase something. Congratulations again. Enjoy your state tournament experience. There's a couple questions I will get to here as we go through. Does the high seed get to pick the bench? Correct. The high seed gets to pick the bench. Also, question was, can the statistician come into the huddle? The statistician is there as a statistician. The statistician can share information with the head coaches, but we would ask that the statistician stay where they're supposed to be behind the bench and not come into the huddle. Sorry, my question thing just went away. Oh, there it is. And we do have Wayne on here, who is our officials coordinator. Yep, and he confirmed that high seeds will pick their bench. And if it's 2 random draws, it will be the top of the bracket. All right. Any other questions? I will stay on. Now for the exciting part, the part that you guys have patiently been waiting for, and I appreciate those of you who are all here today. We will share seating, and we will share Class A, Class AA, Class 3A, and then Class 4A in that order. So we will get started here. And we will start with Class A. The 4th seed, New Life Academy, will play the 5th seed, West Central area. The 3rd seed, Mabel Canton, will play random draw, Badger Greenbush Middle River. The 2nd seed, Mara Lutheran, will play random draw, Ely. And the 1st seed, Russell Tyler Ruthton, will play random draw, Pine River Bacchus. Class AA, the 4th seed, Rush City, will play the 5th seed, Annandale. So that was 4th seed, Rush City, 5th seed, Annandale. 3rd seed, Caledonia, will play random draw, Concordia Academy. 2nd seed, Pequot Lakes, will play random draw, Redwood Valley. And 1st seed, Southwest Christian, will play random draw, Wadena Deer Creek. Class 3A, 4th seed, Detroit Lakes, will play 5th seed, Grand Rapids. 3rd seed, Byron, will play random draw, Monticello. 2nd seed, Delano, will play random draw, Matamidi. And 1st seed, Marshall, will play random draw, De La Salle. Class 4A. 4th seed, Egan, will play 5th seed, Anoka. 3rd seed, Rogers, will play random draw, Stillwater. 2nd seed, New Prague, will play random draw, Minnetonka. And 1st seed, Wayzata, will play random draw, Edina. I just wanted to say a quick thank you to Amy Ince, who does so much work for this tournament to make sure that you all have the things that you need. Amy, I appreciate your time and energy in this tournament, and you really do make it a great experience for our coaches and kids. I will stay on for a little bit should there be any questions. And again, best of luck to you. Reach out if you need something. Myself, Barb Bizey, will be there as the tournament manager and tournament director. And we really just look forward to a really great tournament. So thanks so much. And brackets will be updated shortly. Great job, Amy.